Oh boy. Oh boy. Good evening, everybody. It's Roger Maloney for the Spotlight here on Front Media. I got my pretty shirt on. The reason why I got my pretty shirt on, because I got, man, the guest I got on here tonight. Oh my gosh. I've been trying to get her for the longest time. This woman is literally my big sister. I even got my drink. I even got a drink. Just to say that I'm ready. Oh, so today I got a special guest. I'm going to just say her name. Her name is Lucinda Cross. Lucinda Cross is one of the dopest entrepreneurs out here. If you don't know, tonight you're going to hear her story for real, for real. Happy Friday to you. Hope everybody's safe. Yo, it's 90-something degrees outside. But you got to tune into the live tonight, especially if you want to get motivated, you want to get your life together, you want to get activated, right? Tonight is a big interview, big one, all right? So I just want to let everybody know what's happening. And big shout out to Nestor. What's up, bro? How you feeling? Nestor, what's good, my brother? Nestor, what's good? Nestor and I used to work together. Brother. So tonight, got my big sister coming on tonight. This is big. This is a big one. It's a super big one. It's super big. It's a super big interview. Listen, the guest I got tonight, this woman needs no introduction. I seen her live. Lucinda, I just sent you a request to go live. I hope you get it. All right? I'm going to send it to you again. Tonight I got a big interview tonight. This is big. Interview is big. Big. She's so big. It's ridiculously big. It's ridiculously big. This interview is the biggest interview ever. This is my big sister right now. Love her, yo. Love her. I'm trying to get her on. Tonight is a special young lady, man, and I just want to make sure that we get her on. Continue blessings to you, Nesta. Oh my God.
What's up? What's up, big bro? What's going on? How are you?
I pulled out the drink. I pulled out the drink for tonight.
Where's the grown-up drink? What you got?
Huh?
What you drinking?
Listen,
you went to Starbucks? That looked like that got an expensive drink.
Yeah,
or you did something bougie. You did something bougie in Harlem.
Stop. It's the cup. It's disguised. But what's inside is a rock with the lemon.
Sip.
First of all, y'all don't really understand. I'm going to get close how big this interview is right now.
Stop playing.
Real big. I'm just give everybody a minute. They chiming in. It's chiming. It's going to be off the hook tonight.
Shout out to Aloria.
Listen, I even got my pink straw. Oh, God.
As we sip, we shall sip. Put your badges on, sis. I don't know how to put my badge on.
I'm giving it a minute. This is a big interview. Big one. I wanted this interview for a year. A year. Listen, this interview is so big, I decided to put on the Vaseline. You know when you put the cream on, you do the extra Vaseline?
Yeah.
First of all, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm trying to. Did you pin something? We should pin something, right?
I think you pinned something already. They coming.
Request to be in. What is going on?
The squad is coming. I'm going in. Hold on. Let's let everybody know. Let's let everybody know that you're in here. Then we're gonna have this discussion. We're gonna have this talk.
Yeah. Let's let them chime in. Let them chime in.
We can't. Oh my gosh, you can't miss a minute of what's about to jump off this.
Stop.
I waited 10 years for this interview.
I can't deal. I can't deal.
I so long for this interview. I had to make sure I'm big enough to get.
I can't deal. I can't deal.
So I had to make sure I'm right to get it. I had to do 100 interviews just to be ready for this one.
Can y'all? I can't deal.
You gotta deal. I'm talking about you real quick. I had to do 100 interviews to just be ready for this one.
100 interviews. I
This
can't deal.
is Jamaica.
Yeah. I'm actually sipping on this amazing Jamaican rum called Tartuga. Oh God, it's delicious. And it's light, it's vanilla, it's smooth. Yeah.
I don't even know where to start, Lucinda, but I'm gonna start at the beginning.
Okay.
7:15 we'll get started.
Let's just chill. Yeah. Let's let them chime in as we sip.
I ran and got me a pink straw and made sure I got me the Dunkin' Donuts cup because right? And
okay, whatever's in there.
Huh?
Whatever's in there. You better stop.
Listen, I'm so prepared for this interview. I got 2 pads ready. This is not. See, you're not. Oh my God.
It's not a game. It's not a game. You said 120 interviews. Roger, you have created a media empire, and I just can't wait for more of the world to know about this.
Listen. I did one with Paula Madison last week, the former CEO of NBC. Crazy.
Oh God.
That was insane, yo.
You get these powerhouses. My gosh. You get real content. Real content.
Being serious, Lucinda. I'm gonna need security like you. I'm gonna need security.
Oh no, you're gonna need security.
Right. My DMs is popping. And my wife said it's okay for my DMs is popping because we got college to pay for.
I love that. As we sip. As we sip. With the anointed shirt on. Yes, that this is it ain't right.
Come on,
You front media. Love it. We need to interview you about this brand.
We can do both ways. We'll do this. I'll do you and you do me.
Let's share it. Let's share it because I think the people need to know.
First, you want to go? I'm gonna let you go first. You want
to
go
first? Yeah.
Okay.
So with you front media, why did you come up with you front media? What does it mean? And not the mission statement, but the hardcore. Because I believe this came from a place of necessity and a place of, okay, this is needed right now, right? Why is you front media needed right now?
Well, it came from a place of being laid off. So, see, once upon a time, I worked for Viacom that housed BET MTV networks. And what happened was, after I got laid off, I was dibbling and dabbling, and then I partnered with a good friend of mine who said, "Yo, come to the office, Raj. We need to talk." And he helped me out a lot with, making sure I was helping him with his brand. He's helping me with my brand. And then what happened was, Lucinda, I was that, he went his way, I went my way, right? But then, it caused a chain reaction where I was like, yo, I'm helping everybody out. Yo, you never got a chance to help you out. You should be putting yourself on first. So the first letter, the U is me. So I decided to say, yo, you need to put yourself in front, Raj. And how do you put other people in front first? Oh, I lost Lucinda. Okay. Are you back? Okay. You want me to hit you again? Okay.
Okay, so I was hearing you. You need to put you in the front, Raj.
Right. I need to put me in the front. So I was like, then I started looking at Batman. One of the things I noticed about Batman, the dude branded his own comeback based upon the pain that he suffered.
That's right.
For me, was being my pain was being laid off, helping other people with their stuff. And I was like, you need to put yourself in front. So I was like, wifey goes, yo, why don't you help people put themselves in front? Starting with yourself. And that's how I created You Front Media. So I started You Front Media. I was like, so another thing, she was like, yo, what do you have available? She said, yo, I just got my camcorder and I have a press pass. So Lucinda, I literally cut out a cardboard. I went to my first media conference. I saved the logos because they give you the press passes. So I saved that with the You Front Media name on there, and I used to get into advertising, like social media. I used to get into Consumer Electronics Show. I used to get into all these things, and as I did it, I did interviews with just asking 3 questions. What do you do? How do you do it? And how can you inspire other people to do it?
Nice.
I could get the big people. So at a lot of these media platforms, media conferences, I used to talk to the new companies coming up.
Right.
Because the new companies coming up, the entrepreneur is there, the CEO was there. So I just do like one shots, and I was just interviewing, putting them up because I love news.
Yes.
It came to a point where people were like, yo, can you send your team? I was like, team?
That's me.
Yo.
That's me, myself, and I, sir.
This is me.
That's right.
On the team. And it was like, yo, it looked like you got a staff of 12.
Ooh.
And another thing I've started to read was I was talking about the Batman analogy. The Batman is Bruce Wayne's parents died, right? Bruce Wayne's parents never died. He would have never created Batman.
Ooh.
So based upon that tragedy in his life, he said, yo, I am going to fight crime. Alfred asked me, yo, how you going to fight crime? I was like, you need a logo. I said, my logo is the letter U. Out of the alphabet, I'm using the letter U for me. Right? You got to put other people in front, starting with yourself. It sounds a little egotistical, but I had to do it. So I went to all these conferences, interviewed Jeffrey Katzenberg. Like, I would run up on people, just ask them one question, right? Now you got BuzzFeed, NBC, everybody there. I'm here with my little logo. First of all, I'm the only black person in these conferences. Hello.
That part.
Right? And they're looking at, but how does the kid get in here? Because what I would do was, after I go to every conference, I would take the write-up, I would do an interview, send it to the next conference I want to go to, and get on the press pass and get on the press council for that next event.
Ooh. Okay.
And I flip it. I would just start flipping it. Because one of the things I noticed was like, yo, one of the people I used to love was Charlie Rose before the whole Me Too scandal. Charlie Rose would sit people in that black room in the table and just do quick one-on-one. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do the best one-on-one interviews ever.
Yes.
And I'm gonna focus on people of color. First I was getting like white executives and putting them on and stuff. And I noticed that the white executives would refer me to their friends. Oh, go interview my friend, Charlie. He has this amazing tech company. I was like, sure. And Charlie would go, oh, I have another friend who does this. So the white people started like really rocking with me, right?
Interesting.
When I used to go to black events, it was always, yo, are you hot enough to be here? And I was like,
oh, yes.
Got it. So what I did was I took all the events that I did, like Social Media Week, and sent it to like the black events, and the black events would go, oh, we would love to have you.
Yeah, I bet.
I had to switch up the whole game part.
But so, that has to change. I'm gonna table that question because that has to change with how we and I can't generalize it, but specific industries, especially in media, will create these cliquish networks that you can't penetrate unless you are a different nationality. But we'll go there. Another question. But go ahead, keep going, because this is good.
So after I started doing the hitting conferencing a lot, now mind you, it's just me, my Sony camcorder, that cost $400 that got the that looks fly. I have the logo on there, and I went on Fiverr, Lucinda, created, and I got somebody to do my logo. Boom, right? Did the logo, right? Then I got a friend of mine who was like, "Yo, Roger, get the website up." Did the website so I can post up in my interview. Then after I did that, I started to say, "Yo, I'm gonna start posting my interviews on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, like a madman." It got so crazy that people will ask my wife Monty, "Yo, I don't know what your husband's doing, but I don't know how he got time. Where he get the time to do all this stuff, yo?" And I was like, and Monty would go and say, "Yo, this is what he's passionate about." It came to a point where I got an opportunity to interview my idol, the young lady. She is the anchor on New York One, Cheryl.
You talking about Kathy Hughes?
Yes. What's the? Oh my gosh, she's gonna kill me.
Kathy Hughes?
Not Kathy Hughes. She's the anchor on New York One. She's like anchor on New York One, right? And I did a reach. I was like, "Yo, I would love to interview you." So she said, "Come to the studio. I'll interview you. Meet me here Saturday night," because she would come on 6 p.m. on Saturday night, right? I did that interview, right? And she said, "Yo, you should definitely look into the National Association of Black Journalists." So right? She said, "Come as my guest because I'm on the board."
We got to sip.
So I go, I checked it out. It was a great organization. And then from there, I met another young lady who runs the African American Women in Cinema Festival. Her name is Tara Renee. Tara Renee has this amazing organization for Black women filmmakers. She said, "Roger, I like what you're doing. Come out and host some of my events." So I started hosting her films, covering all the Black film directors. I'm doing that. I'm posting, sharing, sharing, right? Then I get another opportunity at another event called Cheryl Willis. That's who it is. Cheryl Willis, thank you. Cheryl Willis was the New York News reporter I had an opportunity to interview, right? She said, yo, I like how you move. You're not coming in here with a lot of entourage. It's just you and your camera, and then you ready. So Cheryl Willis got me into the National Black Journalist, which helped me, Tara Renee, who runs the African American Women in Film Festival. So I started interviewing all their film.
Wow.
So from me interviewing, hanging out with Tara Renee, now I'm getting to see, all the Black film content creators. So that charged an idea in my head was in 2012, I said, let me do something called the U-Front Video Forecast. Because a lot of content
that's good.
needed audiences. And because a lot of people are not looking for their stuff, you need to do a showcase just to showcase all their stuff. So I met a lady called Emmeline Stewart, who owns her own Black theater, and also had her own film festival, right? So you see how the connection goes. I met Tara Renee, now I met Emmeline Stewart. Emmeline was like, yo, come do your showcase at my film festival. I did it for 4 years in a row. I just grabbed prints of my dope content and just showcased them and told people in the audience to go follow them, right? It got so crazy at the last event that I did in 2016 that there was a gentleman that had his film showcasing. Let's say my event ended at 6:30. Nobody went to his event because they was too busy hanging and networking at my event. And he got a little tight and was like, yo, everybody, please come to my event. So I was like, all right, I'll do that. And I let everybody go up. But that's how it all got started. So then after that, I had an opportunity I watched Bloomberg West. And I saw him by the name of Fred Siebert, who runs Hanna-Barbera.
Okay.
He had his own animation studio. So I was like, I reached out again and I said, listen, I would love to interview. So I interviewed him.
Wow.
Now, has one of the largest animation studios on YouTube, and he ran MTV, Nickelodeon, and Hanna-Barbera, right? Based upon him doing that, Lucinda Cross, he was like, Roger, you really need to focus on highlighting Black content creators. No joke. Because he told me, he said, listen, white people, we own the universe already. Listen, this is a white guy telling me this. We own the universe already. Why are you trying to recreate another universe in our universe?
Oh.
Here's what you do. Be the guy that creates another universe around content creators of color.
That's good.
Because for your one Michael Jordan, we have 2,500 on the league. You guys have one. For one, you guys have one Oprah. We have a lot.
Yeah.
He's telling me this, right? And I'm sitting there like this.
That's wisdom right there.
He's telling me, this dude really telling me this?
Wow.
He said, yo, gotta stop. They said, what happens is that you guys are trying to copy us. Well, you guys have your own universe.
To bring more, that we need to highlight more of our own.
Right. Big shout out to Mr. Allen.
Yes. The godfather of wisdom and truth.
Godfather soul. So Fred Siebert sat down and told me this. I was in his office for 4 hours listening to him. And he's telling me, yo, stop trying to build in our universe. Go create something in your own universe. Use the tools that you got. Two things, Roger. You can either try to catch up to us, but you can't because we're so out there already, or you can use the tools that we created to create your own. I said, whoa.
Okay.
Then Lucinda, he said, Roger, I want you to introduce you to somebody. I said, who's this? So it was this young kid, Lucinda. And Mr. Allen came with me. He was there that day. He was this young kid. He was like 15 years old. I want you to meet my friend, David Karp. Listen, you'll know who David Karp is when I tell you who a company created. David Karp was this little kid. He said, I let him rent some office. He's a coder. He went to Bronx Science. He's so good that he shut down Bronx Science's computer system in school because he's that nice, right? He's good. So he's creating this little platform called Tumblr. I said, Tumblr? What's that? Lucinda. Right? It was 3 employees at Tumblr, David Karp and 3 of his friends just sitting there coding. David Karp was this little skateboard kid. I said, hey, David, what's up? David said, what's up?
What?
David Karp.
15?
Flash forward, for those of you who don't know who David Karp is, David Karp, flash forward, sold Tumblr to Verizon to an obscene amount of money. Tumblr is a huge platform. So this dude was literally, I invited to a couple of schools. He spoke at a couple of schools, the whole 9 yards. He said, Roger, see what I'm saying? We create our own universe. And we handpick our next icons within our own system. And when we do that, we start duplicating ourselves faster while you guys are still trying to rock in that one industry. We all into different things. So David Karp sold Tumblr to Verizon to a crazy amount of money, right? And if you see David Karp, he's a skateboard kid, regular kid, just laid back. So I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm just like, yeah.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
I interviewed David Karp, right? Interviewed him. So David Karp goes, hey, there's a conference called the Pivot Conference. So listen, you see what they do? If you meet one, they'll introduce you to their friend. And there's no like, yo, you gotta pay me so you can meet my friends.
Come on.
So like, yo, if I do this for you, there's none of that. It's just like, yo, this is straight. Yo, you good? Yo, I'm gonna pass you this person. And they come around like this. Yeah, and tap. Once they tap you, you're it. And you
You're it.
literally got you running around. You remember the game we used to play where you
Yep.
gotta run? Well, they do that
Yep.
amongst themselves.
That's good.
So because now I got tapped, they introduced me to another conference called that was created by a gentleman by the name of Brian Solis. Brian Solis, right, created the Pivot Conference. The Pivot Conference was another conference where all these heads of tech companies, media companies would meet, right? I got invited to cover the Pivot Conference, Lucinda Cross. And when you get into the Pivot Conference, we're not there, Lucinda. I'm telling you, we was not there. I took Mr. Allen with me just as a buffer, because sometimes you got to go 2 by 2 just to check it out. So I checked it out. I got the press pass. So now I have 5 press passes, and I'm adding them to my collection, right? So when I go places, I could flip out press passes. That goes back to my first point. We sat in the Pivot Conference, right?
Mm-hmm.
Solis, who runs the platform. Brian Solis is a big guru in social media in the whole 9 yards. Introduces me to a gentleman called Jeffrey Hazlett.
Another introduction.
Another introduction.
Another one. Another one.
Another one. Jeffrey Hazlett now runs the C-Suite Network. So Jeffrey Hazlett was like, Roger, definitely, you could come and interview me. I come to his office, I do an interview with him, say, I like what you're doing. I'm going to put you on. So I meet Jeffrey Hazlett. So the C-Suite Network, let me explain that, is his friends from South Dakota, all white guys, right? All leaders in different industries. Crunch Fitness Gym, Starbucks.
What?
Jeffrey Hazlett, he's on Bloomberg. Jeffrey Hazlett had the C-Suite TV network on Delta United.
This is crazy.
So I'm sitting there like, what? And when you're in the midst of those type of people, you know, Lucinda, you just gotta be chill and listen.
Gotta listen. That's it.
You can't be swagalicious on this thing. So Jeffrey Hazlett now invites me to C-Suite Network. So I get in there. It's invitation. It's a conference, but this time they were having a dinner in the city. Invitation only. Invitation only, Lucinda Cross. This is so dope, Lucinda Cross. I got my club. This is crazy right now. It's invitation only. So sitting at the room is, I'm at the table. Across from me is this gentleman who runs another advertising company. So he has a secret, it's a dinner. And everybody said, hey, Jeffrey Hazlett gets up, hey, this is the C-Suite Network. All of our CEOs here make 1.8 something 1 billion. Now, if you're sitting, I'm sitting at the table with Lucinda Cross, you can't flinch. I'm at the table.
So you
can't flinch.
You can't flinch. Because you belong there.
You gotta act like
they just say 1.8 billion, just like
regular, right?
So you like don't move.
Don't
you ain't
move.
gotta pee. You don't need a drink of water. Don't breathe too loud.
Right. So and it's a dinner. So then here's where the training from mom comes in. You gotta make sure you know you eating right. Hi, how are you? Yes. Right? And you doing all this? Yes. How are you? Yes. How are you? That sort of thing. Right? So Jeffrey Hazlett gets up and goes, oh, this is my good friend Roger Maloney. Hey Roger, why don't you meet someone? This is a friend of mine. She created a brand. Oh, she was just on Rachel Ray last week. She created a pet food brand. Come to her. And I'm like, right?
Another one.
Another pastor mic. So as I noticed, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm starting to interview all these people. So then what happens after that with Lucinda Cross is that I started to realize, I was like, sometimes you just have to meet, you have to be in, when you get in a room, you have to be ready for who's in the room.
That's right.
Get stuff together. Now, your stuff may not be 8 million, but it got to look 8 million. And you just have to, if you're good at one thing,
yep,
cool at one thing.
That's it. And rock that out.
And rock it out. And I said, so, and then after meeting Jeffrey Hazlett, and and his C-Suite network, he put me on his channel called C-Suite TV. Now, his channel is on airlines, elevators, in corporations and businesses, right? So,
Whew.
I ain't got no team with that. I'm just rocking. I said, here's some videos. He'll put that up, and then he started putting that up, and he really pushed me and promoted me out some more. So, after that, every year I go to Advertiser Week. So Advertiser Week, this particular year, Jeffrey Katzenberg is the main speaker. If you don't know who Jeffrey Katzenberg is, he's the gentleman that was the founder and CEO of DreamWorks, right? And so again, you can't flinch this Cross. If you flinch, they'll see you.
You like DreamWorks?
So he was standing outside. Mr. Allen was with me too, because again, you gotta bring somebody.
You gotta bring somebody.
You gotta bring with you.
You gotta bring somebody to witness this awesomeness.
Because you don't want to be out there by yourself and say something crazy, right?
Right.
So Katzenberg was there, and he was like, he gets off the stage. He's on the stage, and he was like, did his whole presentation. This is time he's getting ready to launch something called Awesomeness TV. Awesome TV got bought by, and it's on Pluto TV. Katzenberg is the same guy that did that Quibi, that channel, that platform that do so well, where they were trying to do content on your cell phones and that.
Yes.
It was him and the lady from eBay, right?
Wait, this is you. So you just name dropping. Here's the thing that I hope people get out of this is you're showing up and you're staying open.
Right.
And then you're being of service.
Right.
And you're sticking to one service. You're not there to say, hey, well, you know what? I think I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to do this. You are staying focused.
Now, there's people bigger and stronger than me with bigger cameras, Lucinda.
That's right.
So, and got better editing skills than me. All I'm doing was
you're working with, sorry for the angle, but you're working with $400 camera, one-man team. $400 camera, one-man team, and a witness.
Right.
I'm pouring some more coconut rum for this one.
And then what I started to do was, I'm going to do only people that are new. I don't want any celebrity.
Ooh. Let's get to some real folk who's doing some real things.
Right, because by that time, because CNBC, BET, all those guys, remember I used to work at BET, they got Tyler Perry. And it's hard to interview those people because you got to go through PR and you got to go through all that stuff. So what I'm gonna say in my lane, I want anybody who's brand new, new. So
yeah.
Then what happened was, so the dynamic that happens is like, yo, this guy is everywhere. Remember, my passion is news. I used to Edward R. Murrow. I watched David. I watched CBS 60 Minutes. I used to watch Charlie Rose, and I'm sitting there teaching myself how to do interviews. So I said, no, I'm gonna ask 3 questions.
Ooh.
I'll be Monty be having me up watching Oprah in her garden, interviewing people one-on-one in her backyard, and I'm here taking notes. And then and as I'm watching this, I said, you know what I'm gonna do? Here's my method. I'm gonna ask people 5 questions so that I'm not gonna annoy them. And after I ask them 5 questions, that means they go, oh, that's it? Yeah, that's it. And I post that video up, send that video up to the next conference I want to attend, repeat steps 1, 2, and 3. So here's how.
You got a formula.
So here's how, when then here's another thing. When people close to you tag you and say, yo, come interview people at your conference.
Right.
You got to go. You got to. The first Activate conference that was in Times Square, I said, yo, Cross, I just want to interview your friends.
That's it. Yep.
And I just interviewed all the speakers that you had, right? There was no, well, you got to give me a retainer. You got to give me a retainer. You're gonna pay for my Uber. You're gonna do all that stuff, and
Yeah.
I already can make 3. Nah, I was there. We was there early. We showed up. I said, yo, listen, who should I interview? Yo, go bang, 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 bang. At We Nation conference, you did interviewed all the guest speakers on there. Bang, bang, bang. You asked me, I didn't even see you. I said because, and that's how I got Tamika Mallory. Tamika Mallory.
Oh.
I ran up on her. I was like, "Hi, you just got off the stage, and I would love to eat. I just wanted to ask you 3 questions." At first, she said no, because Tamika Mallory, straight up gangster with it. She goes, "No."
No.
So I said, "Give me 1 question. I just want to ask you 1 question." She was like, "Okay, you go." I was like, "What can people do in this next voting election? How should they vote, and what should they do after?" She turned around and asked me a question. I got it. It got Tamika Mallory. That's all I wanted, right? So now, after I posted up all these videos and interviews, what Facebook does, they send memories. So even though the new stuff is coming up, the old stuff is popping up, and people go, and then I started joining LinkedIn groups. I started joining all the Facebook groups.
This is the blueprint, child.
So now my stuff is spreading, right, at the same time. And then you get a guy that you call to interview you when you have a product, brand, or service. So when I came to Activate, there's all these motivational women that had platforms, and your friend Robin had the one with the authors that was super dope. I
Yeah.
interviewed a couple of people on her
The
platform.
entrepreneur, yeah.
Nation, the lady who run the organization for the women that were are incarcerated. I interviewed her. I even interviewed her assistant, that because I didn't know if who her assistant was. He was just so dope. I said, man, I got to interview you. And he was like, yo, I work for this organization. And then he was the one that pulled his boss over, not knowing she funded the whole event for me. So you gotta come in here too. So I was
leadership. Yeah. So I love that. I love that. And that brings your brand here today. And this is listen, Roger, we go back since what?
We go back. Oh, I got a story. We go back. I was working at a school in the Bronx. Mr. Allen called me. He said, yo, I got somebody that's dope. This is when you had the first book out, and you was rocking the short haircut.
Corporate Mom Dropouts.
Right. You had the Tony Braxton haircut, rocking it back in the day.
Yeah.
Corporate Mom Dropout. You had left this meeting, right? I said, yo, you guys, we got to get her to come teach entrepreneurship in our school. They was like acting funny, get it, out.
Yep.
So when you left the school, I had another friend of mine, Derek Webster, who also taught.
Yes.
He and his wife Khalil are super dope with that. So you didn't know, you didn't hear the after comment. So you gave everybody a book. The parent coordinator, because I was a community coordinator for that school. This is when U-Front was like in infancy. I didn't really formulate it yet. So you left, and they looked through your book, Lucinda. I said, yo, this girl is about to pop. Y'all sleeping. They looked through the book, and they said, do you really believe the stuff in this book is real? I said, so when you did your first conference, I said, yo, that little book, and I told you to get Lucinda Cross to come to school. Yeah. Oh, this is her conference on Times Square. Oh, what? Really? Can she come? No, she's not coming.
Listen, Roger, you've seen the brand be built from Activate, from Corporate Mom Dropouts to Activate to We Nation to the Big Ask. Why you wanted to interview me here today? I mean, we are well connected, and you know who I have access to, you have access to. So now I'm gonna pass the mic to you to handle the rest of the U-Front Media interview.
All right, so
we gotta sip.
I'm at my pink straw.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I want to interview good buddy Lucinda Cross, who is not only entrepreneur, businesswoman, coach, mom, I'm gonna start from the top. She got, she's one of Verizon's top business coaches. She's just doing the content for Verizon. I seen her helping brothers with the food truck. I seen her giving advice. I remember when you was on Tamara Hall segment on NBC, and you was doing the vision boards, right?
Helping her with her first vision board to where she's at today with her baby, her new career. She put that on her She did that vision board with me.
What? That's dope.
She did that vision board. She said she wanted a family. Let's put it down, Tamarin.
Wow. I've seen Lucinda Cross. Lucinda Cross did this with. I used to tease her every time she do an event. Who is your PR person? She's a rising hot one. I was like, yo, I'm just doing it. I'm just doing it myself. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Lucinda Cross. Come on, let's go. So Lucinda, take me back to the beginning, right? How did you get started?
Similar to what you were sharing, I seen a need. I was tired of being the best kept secret. I was running my business, a single parent at the time. And, I wanted to create something that was more than just an extra income. I wanted to give myself some freedom, like real freedom. I can't lie, to spend more time with my kids. That wasn't the goal. I wanted them to go to school and then after school so I could follow my passion. But I wanted to have more freedom in life and be appreciated and respected for the value that I brought to the table. And where I was working at the time wasn't doing it. I was becoming this angry Black mom female. And I needed to change because that's not my character. I wanted to help more people. I said there has to be other moms at the time who feel like this. Like, listen, I want to get into entrepreneurship. I want to follow my dreams of business. I want to turn my hobby into something. I want to make some extra money outside of this 2-week check that I get. So I was feeling extremely bound by my job, but I wanted more freedom. And when I linked up with my mentor, he just helped me to hone in to my gifts, my talents, my education, my experience. And it was hard lessons that he taught me in order to get out there. And that's why, hence, the book came out, because I was really behind the scenes writing keynote presentations for a lot of well-known public speakers at the time, putting together marketing plans, putting together business plans on the back end. There was a time where I sat back and I said, why is my lights being turned off? Why am I working in the library for lights and Wi-Fi when I'm over here helping others make 6-7 figures in their business? Why am I on the food stamp line? Why am I going to the food pantry? Why am I so gifted, talented, skilled, and educated and willing to work, but here I am going for another one-shot deal so I don't lose my apartment? But I'm watching my clients make big money, and I'm watching the checks go from one hand to the next hand, and I'm stepping over dollars to get coins. And that's when I said, it's time to shut this down. I need to become my own client. Because enough is enough. I'm suffering. And it had nothing to do with my clients. It had everything to do with my mindset around money. God has been good to me. He'll protect me. He gave me this purpose, but he didn't say go broke and poor. So I needed to shift and do the same things I was doing for my clients for myself. And that was the beginning of making a big change. And, we love that Amazon women analogy. I love it. Because for me, it's like helping other women. We talked about, that's your thing. You was like, listen, Lucinda, you got these Amazons. And so I use that whole, you told me that. You are Amazon, you got these Amazons, you created them. And when I looked at the story and I looked at the history of it, like similar to you with Batman, I said, these women are tapping into their talents, and we're saying, F fear, F limitations, F limiting beliefs. What is your superpower? Are you using it? Like, if you don't use it, we can lose this war on you know what I'm saying? And so I looked at that, like, this single mother has a superpower. This woman who's going through domestic violence, She has a superpower. This woman over here who's a top executive who overcame depression, she has a, if we pull together, oh, we'll be nasty. But I needed to get myself together first because I was broke as a joke. And that Halle Berry haircut was, I was looking like Celie from The Color Purple. So I needed to make some changes quick.
Wow. So when you wrote, how hard is it for you to write your first book? Was it a long process? Our first book was serious and really good.
It was a book because I wanted a mentor, right? And I couldn't afford, everybody was charging these astronomical fees. I've invested in someone who said that they was a coach and a mentor. And, you know, she just basically gave me a carbon copy of what she learned from a Tony Robbins conference. And I was like, okay, this is not going to work, you know. But what, for me, you know, going back to your question, it was looking at, well, repeat the question again, because now I'm about to go off into how people just be deceiving others in the process of growing.
How hard was it for you to
write the book? So with that, I realized that I needed to, there was women that I respected in the industry, and I interviewed them, and I asked them a series of questions. I took that interview, transcribed it, got with a VA, transcribed it, because I said, if I'm missing out on a solid mentor, there's other women who wish that they can have a mentor and a coach, some training all in one. Let me interview some of the hottest right now in the industry, get these questions answered, put it in a book, and sell it. And that's exactly what I did. So it wasn't hard, only because what I did was interview, transcribe, and get it formatted and published.
After you did that book, did the conference, did the Activate, was that the birth of the Activate conference, or did you do another book right after Corporate Mom? You did a book where it was like had a whole bunch of contributors to it. Was that
so after Corporate Mom Dropouts, I did the Super Mom Entrepreneur Conference in New York City and the New York Hotel. Major press, women were breastfeeding their kids, getting top-notch information and knowledge. We've had babysitters partnered up with, I think it was called Parent Care at the time. So bring your kids. We got them in the room. They're going to do activities based on age. We've got nannies. Come breastfeed your baby while you're at the table. Listen, no judgment. Get what you need to get to build your business.
Ooh, that's dope.
Flooded the New Yorker. They didn't know what was happening. Titties was out. Babies was drinking. You know, it was just. We said we need a couple of breakout rooms. The breakout rooms was for the babies because we needed the moms to stay focused. So from that helped to push me to not the next book, which is Activate, The Art of Activation. I wrote another book called, it was called The Road to Redemption, but I took it down because it was a part of my story. It was a part of my back history, and I wasn't quite ready for it to come out yet.
Took it down?
Took it down. Put up The Road to Redemption. It shared the backstory. It shared, you know, me 18, 19 years old going to prison, serving 4.5 years. And I used that book and shared learning lessons on how we incarcerate ourselves, our dreams, our passion, and our vision when we need to release it and be free, and how I shared different stages of being incarcerated and how it relates to personal and professional development. Took it down. I was like, too many people are reading it. Too many people are liking it. Off of Amazon quickly. Nobody asked about The Road to Redemption again. Took that down. So then the next book was my vision board book. Put that up. That was the opening to the vision board kits. That was the opening to Activate. Because now people are like, all right, I have the vision. You help me with getting it, writing it down. I'm on my 30, 60, 90-day plan. I'm ready to activate, Lucinda. That's when activation happened. And that's when the art of activation happened. Because I said, well, I need some real women that can relate. I don't want your down and dirty story. I want the lessons you've learned in the valley. And I want you to put that down. What are the lessons? Not, and so I met him and we fell in love. And then, no, I want the down and dirty lessons that you've learned along the way from these unfortunate situations, and how these lessons were blessings, even though they hurt. Write that in the story. And we vetted women, put it in The Art of Activation. They were able to showcase themselves at the conference. That took off because now women are seen, now women are authors, now created what the Amazon women were in that.
I remember. Listen, I remember you was like, Roger. I booked the theater down in Times Square. I said, what?
Because remember, we did it in the first one in
You did
2013 was in the mansion.
using a mansion, right? But
Bus loads from DC coming up. Bus loads.
and you had Les Brown. And then I saw that one, and then that was successful. So my question for you is, how do you handle other women that you have at your conference that are doing the same thing you're doing, but you manage to like escalate above them? Not all right. Let me rephrase it. I won't say escalate above them. That you guys were all doing the same thing, but you managed. You found like I don't know. You went somebody put and you just like, oh wow. Well, I noticed that and I was like,
Yeah. Because the key is, I never want to be in a position where, and this happens often in the industry, where another professional will see you as competition. And so what'll happen is they'll either duplicate, replicate, or complicate your brand so that people now flock to them. I believe that we each have a portion of this world that is for us, and it's up to us to maintain and manage that. But I also believe that the minute you feel, and this is no disrespect to anybody, and I want everybody to hold this on their shoulders, the minute you feel you are in the place of the sea of sameness, you have to level up and leave nothing but smoke. So you have to understand, and that's when you tap yourself and say, God, I know what you created in me. I'm not a copycat, a duplicator, a replicator. I'm not complicated. I'm ready to go higher. Because I never want to be in the sea of sameness. I always want where you can see the difference. You see what's great with her. You see what's great with me. You see what's great with them. You see what's great with us. Everybody can still be great, but it's up to me to recognize and value what I bring to the table to say, all right, we got to go higher. So you want to have a hotel event? Nice. I'm different. I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. Let's go to New York Times. We renting the whole New York Times building out. I want the building. The building on the corner where they never had a Black conference, African-American woman
right.
sell out.
It was right across the, no, it was
So
right.
we have to have a hunger for more. Yeah, right there. Like right across the, yeah.
And Microsoft was right across the way, and you had Times Square right there. So I walked into this event, and there is, well, I tease my wife because she has groups of, I call them power women calls that happen throughout the week. Alarms will set off. They get on this Zoom call, but you had them all in one spot. So I'm walking in there, and you had Deja Vu from BLS was there. One Activate event was the one you had Malcolm X's daughter close everything out.
Yeah, Ilyasa Shabazz. She was
had
giving out the awards.
You had actress, super host Kiki.
We had Kiki Palmer. She was taping for, what was it, Cinderella or something? She was taping at the time. Sherry Shepherd was there. They said yes. They said, we in between our breaks, we're going to be there from 10 to 11. We're going to come across from Broadway, have our producers bring us down because they seen the vision. Ash Cash was there. It was, and that was just the beginning, right? But the key with that, when you feel like you're in the sea of sameness, look at that. When we start to value what we bring to the table, you got no choice but to level up and say, I need to go higher. I need to bring my people more impact. I need to be more impactful. Because if you feel that you could get this close enough to copycat, duplicate, replicate, and complicate the original authentic brand, don't play around. Don't play around.
And then, how many Activate events have you done so far since the launch of that Times Square one? No, since the launch one in the man.
Seven altogether.
So
Seven altogether, and all at the Howard Theater.
that's right. You Howard with it too. That's right.
2 days. 2 days. That was dumb. Tiffany the Budgetnista, D. Marshall. We did one in Atlanta. We had the housewives there, basketball housewives, Atlanta. But the reason why we had specific individuals there, we did not want to talk about what you do in the media. We want to talk about you as an individual, what you were able to overcome, what you've learned as a businesswoman. How can women begin to get into this? You know, my whole thing is around media, marketing, money, and mindset. The four
say that one more time.
Media, marketing, money, and mindset. So 4 areas we focus on, whether it's your personal life or your professional life. But we need you to be an Amazon with it. Like we don't take nothing less than Amazons and champions.
That's dope.
And that's a person, that's a thing that you have to feel like, Lucinda, I know I have something to bring to the table, because when it's time to go to war and they're telling you, no, you can't get this contract, we need you to not get in your feelings and go back to the drawing board and put this together. We need you to look at it and say, who do I need to collaborate with? Roger, I built this whole brand off of collaborations. I didn't do it myself. It was all on collaborations. It's all on partnering up with another sister. It's never about, I want Lucinda's name in lights, which is rightfully so. I love my name, but it's more so of who I partner with along the way. And once that door cracked open on any door, if I got in Essence, I open the door for other people. If I got in Black Enterprise, I'm opening the door for other people. If I got into, I'm opening the door for other people, because I know what it's like sitting back and people are like, I don't want to tell others about her because she's dope. I really don't want people to know about her because she's talking right. She may just take my shine. That's what I had to. That's where I was in that. I was like, so nobody's gonna throw me a life raft. Oh, so y'all just gonna watch me sit here because you don't want to shine the light to say there's another survivor there. You want to say there's no survivors left. All right. So however long it's going to take me to swim back to shore, I'm still going to shine, because they're going to say, oh, we thought there was no more survivors. There's one more left. One more person. She's got a voice. She's got a purpose.
That's fire. That's dope. Then I want to ask you, my next question I want to ask you, you have all these floodgates of women. Then you created the Big Ask. I've seen come to Harlem with this, Lucinda Cross.
Yeah.
You rented out. What was the name of the ballroom in Harlem you rented out? Because
Alhambra Ballroom, Black owned. Yep.
Ballroom, and there was lines around the corner like Oprah. So I would tease Linda. I would tell her, call her after every event. I would say, first of all, one woman, I don't know how these women out here are. They come out in the lines. They got their business plan. They got their high heel shoes. It's a corporate event. They got their notebooks, and they're bringing their other squads of women with them. Then you have camera crews outside, right? Your own camera crews interviewing these women, right? Then you get inside, right? You have guest speakers, and all of a sudden it splits, where you get people to just stand up and say, "What's your business? What do you do? We're gonna help you now." Talk about the Big Ask and what that's about.
Yes, so Roger, that's taking that book and creating a brand. It started out as a workshop. Well, it really started out as a conversation. Well, what's your ask? Because people ramble on. And a lot of times they don't know what their ask is. And I've watched women, even men, walk away from the table without getting what they deserve because they just simply didn't ask. Or they asked for this, but they really wanted that. And so it turned from a conversation to a workshop, to a book, to a conference, and now into a movement. That's the 5th M. So it's media, it's marketing, money, mindset, movement. That 5th leg right there, that's really the table. So Now, when you look at, you know, the big ask, it's like, what is it that you want? And turning that into a conference, putting people in a space. The conference is set up, and we're doing it again September 20th. The conference is set up for givers, those who are constantly a resource. People constantly come to you for questions, support, help, but you never go to anybody else. It's like, well, who do I go to? I offer all of this up. Who's here to help me? So the place is for givers to come get and to come eat and receive. And we prep them. Come prepared. Get your presentations together, your documents, your pitch. Understand that everything you need is in the room. Not being an opportunist, but being ready, being aware on how you can even serve or how you can receive. And we help people with receiving.
That's hot.
Yeah, and people get what they need on the spot. So the question is, and it's like, listen, you have your one chance right now. There is over 200-300 people in this room. Out of the 200-300 people, at least 10 want to help you.
Right.
They want to help you financially. They want to help you mentally. They want to help you build. They want to take, you don't know who's sitting on what board. You don't know who has what show. You don't know who has certain access to finances. I had people there who had a spouse who passed, and they was sitting on all this money, and they was like, I just want to start investing in Black business. And they said, I'm waiting because there's 10 businesses I want to invest in while I'm in this space. I want to at least invest at least $250,000, Lucinda. I said, okay, and don't say nothing to nobody because I just want to walk around the room and hear.
Wow.
Sit.
Wow. We got to take a sip for that.
So it's set up to receive.
It's set up to receive. I like that.
Set up to receive. Come get it.
And
But
then,
yeah.
And then, Lucinda, you have We Nation, another event I walk in and I'm interviewing your guest speakers. Now, this is a different type of event. Tell everybody what We Nation is all about. And you got to mind you, Lucinda's events all start like a party, and then it goes into into some sort of like Tamala Man worship service where women out coming out crying and stuff. And I'm, what the heck? So I caught myself like, yo, what's going on up in here?
It was like, yeah, it's deep. So We Nation goes to the nonprofit organization that I have, supporting at-risk youth and women re-enter into society. It helps to bridge the gap between organizations and individuals who need support. Because when you come home, you get tired of going from office to office, building to building, meeting to meeting. Let's pull it all together. Housing, right there. Credit, right, and it's all free. Because when you come home, here's my thing. Where do women who are in transition, where do they go to when they need that $1 million conversation, but they don't have that $500 ticket money?
Right.
So we provide them T-shirts, food, everything that they need. We just need you to show up. And they literally changed their lives right there, making connections. We had 3 women from American Gangster on there talk about their stories and how they were able to turn. Sunny Money Queens was there. Aisha Hall was there. Another one of the sisters that they with was there. I can't think of her name now. I was supposed to speak at a conference with her tomorrow. But we had all the resources that a woman or at-risk youth could use and could need in this space. And then we do one time we did where you seen Tamika Mallory, you seen Just Leadership. We did makeovers. So we took like a series of maybe like 2-3 months making over these women from career, from transition, re-entry to now making a complete makeover. We also have the job fair portion of it. You need a job, you need a resume. We're getting it done all for free on the spot. And Aloria, who was on here, helps to do makeup, glam, because the last thing that they was doing was putting on Vaseline on their lips and trying to look cute. Ain't nothing wrong with feeling good, putting on makeup and taking a new profile pic. So, we try to provide as much as we can, but we focus on helping them with education, empowerment, and entrepreneurship.
So, after you're doing all these events, right?
Uh-huh.
And then here comes Essence Magazine, calls you up to their office, and they said, look in the magazine, right? And posted a video of yourself magazine. Tell everybody the feeling that you had when you were featured, not a little spread in Essence magazine. You had like we had 3 pages. It's like
3 pages. Yeah. God is good. God is good.
what was that feeling like, Cross?
It was amazing, being featured in Essence. And on top of that, while they were taping in my home, the producer is calling Keke Palmer's mom to get her on the cover, not realizing months later she was going to be opening up my conference. I said, guys, this vision board stuff is real. Can y'all please turn around? I know we're taping and doing photos, but who do you see on my vision board? It said Keke Palmer.
Mm.
I said, and who did y'all just? Because Mary J. Blige was supposed to be on the cover that I was in. Keke Palmer was on there. Yeah. And so I felt really good walking into Essence office, opening up and not seeing a quote and a photo, but a 3-page spread. All they initially wanted was a quote.
Ooh, that's crazy. That's crazy. We gotta take a drink for that.
Yeah.
And then tell me about so now what happens is that you're in floodgate mode. Now floodgate mode is where things start just happening, and we did Essence, and the next big thing I saw that happened to you was now TED Talk. Now when TED Talk calls you, that means that's big because they put you with the high end of creative thinkers from business science, all education, the whole 9 yards. Talk about your TED Talk experience. How did that come about?
Yeah. So with the TED Talk, now here was the challenge. They said, we want you to do the TED Talk, but we need you to do it in Sing Sing prison.
Yeah, look, but first of all, that goes back to the first book that you took down. That goes back
The Road to Redemption. It went back to the Road to Redemption. So speaking on the TED Talk in Sing Sing, in front of men who were doing maximum, wardens, judges, lawyers, prosecutors, DAs, to talk about We Nation. So the first TED Talk was on We Nation. I recently did one this year. Virtually, you can catch it on YouTube or in TED for the Big Ask. Got reached out to say, we need you to do a TED Talk second time on the Big Ask, virtually.
Wow.
So that, to me, I'm just grateful, Roger. God has been good, especially through this pandemic, and still opening up doors. So it's like nonstop, and I welcome it all.
And then I don't want to skip over. Now BET calls you because I think it's BET her to make so you can be a part of a reality show. Tell everybody that experience. And this is the phase where you start wearing the crown. Talk to everybody about the BET show, that experience, and what that meant to you.
Listen, so the BET experience on Queen Boss, and that opened up the doors for me to be able to pitch, because I'm a service provider, but to pitch a product that I had, which was the Vision Board Kits. And being on that show to participate in the challenges was great, right? But who I was supposed to compete with, they said, honestly, the producer said, Lucinda, you're amazing. You killed it, but we can't let you win.
Wait. What?
So I'm sitting there ready to just swallow and cry.
I didn't take a sip. You're amazing, but we can't let you win.
You're amazing. You are at the end of the challenge. Yeah. Everybody wants to choose you to win, but we can't let you win.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the exclusive right here. So I said, you can't let me win. So that means that there's going to be some BS that's going to make it look like the reason why I'm not chosen. Candy reached out to me. She's like, listen, there's so much I want to tell you, but I would love to invest. Vanessa Simmons, we're still cool to this day. She loved the concept. Me and what's the judge? Lauren Lake. Love her. She loves me. She still supports me to this day. To this day. those judges. We all understood what was going on. But
Cross, I'm gonna ask you the question. Why did it want to, like, why did they not want to make you win?
there's a lot of politics in the media. It's a lot of politics. But what ended up happening is I ended up getting a Walmart deal. So I won the phases that I needed to win, right? I won and climbed all the way. The last episode, we can't have you do this. You are killing it. You killed your pitch, you killed this, you killed the challenges, we can't have you go any further. And so
I can't. I'm stuck on that. That's crazy.
so imagine me sitting in the room like,
yo, that's great. I can't stop laughing. I'm sorry.
but the reality of it was winning the show would have taken away financially the success that I was about to receive. They would have been able to get a portion of my Walmart deal. They would have been able to get a portion of my sales for a couple amount of years. And so when I later on understood what was happening, it would have been a disservice to win that last show.
See, a lot of people don't see that. They think, oh, all right, she wins the show, so life is going to be good.
Yeah, no. Oh no. On Shark Tank, sign your life over in blood. That's it. Hard work. They're getting a piece of it. You think, no. But, yeah.
Wow. And that's, so let's speed up, all right? So, pandemic hits. What is Lucinda Cross doing or handling during the pandemic when they shut down your area first? Because your area was the first area that had the first case.
Yes.
How does that affect your business? How does that affect your mindset during those times?
Roger, they told me, and at that time I was living in New Rochelle, New York. People were reaching out to me, and I had big ticket speaking engagements on the table. Lucinda, I'm sorry. Where are you traveling from? So JFK, LaGuardia, or Newark. Where you want me to travel from? And you're in New Rochelle? Is that your business office? We're going to pass this year. Because it seems like the guards are coming to New Rochelle to shut your town down, which they did. They shut it down. So it shut down the business tremendously. But what it showed me, Roger, is that I was doing way too much in business. I was all over the place doing way too much. And I needed to streamline. And it taught me to streamline exactly what I needed to do. I'll tell you, I'm doing so much less and making so much more. I just don't understand it. Even the speaking engagements, double, triple what I was getting to show up in person. Just sitting right here, having a makeup artist come in and looking fab and doing something virtual. I have grown my business in other areas because I've streamlined to focus on the main areas: media, marketing, money, mindset, and the movement. That's it.
That's dope. And then the next thing in that, with media, you did a film. Talk about the film that you did. Well, how did that opportunity out?
Oh, you're talking about Candy?
Yes.
When I was in charge, yeah. So Candy, I was called to do in Atlanta. They said, you know what, you fit the profile. I don't know how they found me. I think they found me through, I honestly don't even know. I think they said through Queen Boss. And they said, we think you'll be perfect for this particular role. Have you ever acted before? But no, so my vision board. And so did the film. That was an amazing project, Candy. It's actually on Urban Flix now, doing really well. And I'm getting nice royalty checks from that. Candy, the film. It was really great. I look forward to doing more of that in the future. And that also helped me with what I was doing with Verizon, the comeback coach series. So doing that prepped me for Verizon.
So Verizon now, right?
Yeah.
Tap. Talk about right? Tap. And there's a lot of business coaches tap that do that. And why did they pick you? Tap. and there's a ton. Listen, there's a ton of people. How do you stand out to have things come to you like Verizon?
Developing relationships, partnerships with people. A partnership and a friendship I had with someone, a business associate who's now a part of a business mastermind we're in since 2015 or even further back. They said, you know what, we need a really good business coach with personality in the tri-state area on the East Coast. We need a female. They said, okay, there's one person I know. And they said this person has to have videos on YouTube, a way that we can Google them and see what they're about, and history in terms of doing the work. They said Lucinda's the one. They did their research. The lady said, listen, I have till 9 o'clock tonight on LA time, Pacific time, to make a decision. And I need you to tell me about yourself. I did some research, but give me an example of how you would coach a client. By the end of the night, she was sipping wine and drunk.
Because Lucinda, you've been coaching everybody since corporate.
I said, hold on. Hold on. You want me? This is why we got to stay ready. I said,
you got to stay ready.
I said, hold on. You know, and so that by the end of the night, that next morning, I heard I got the gig. They offered me one rate on the contract. When the producers seen the video of how I was able to pitch the business, they said, man, we should have had her as the coach for all the businesses. We're going to increase her rate.
Wait, so hold on, like now.
And they said, tell her if she goes under her company.
They telling you got to increase the rate.
They said, increase the rate. They said, we want to pay her company. This is why we need to have a company and a brand, right? We want to pay, if we pay her brand, she'll only be able to cap her here. If we pay her company for her, we can add another zero.
And I've seen the show. The show is amazing. It's good. Now, are you going to continue with Verizon? Or are you going to, they're going to renew? Because I know it's an amazing show.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I'm getting royalty checks from that too. So every time they share and show, they use my voice and voiceovers for their products, I get a check.
Right.
I signed up as a spokesperson for them. So that's anytime a product that I showcased or shared or did a video for, anytime they share a little bit, anytime they mention Verizon's Comeback Coach series featuring Lucinda Cross, I get paid.
Very nice.
So I want to do more work with them. We're in the talks of that. But yeah, that was great.
Lucinda Cross, you've done a lot of stuff. And there's people here that are trying to figure out how to do, not what you do, but how to take their idea, their brand, their little focus, they have kids, they're divorced, or they're they got laid off from work, and they literally trying to figure out how to sustain themselves without the government's help in their lives. Because I be reading CNBC always talks about the checks are getting ready to be cut in September, and it's going to be 28 days later up in here, and people start screaming and trying to figure out what to do next. How or what advice can you give someone to help them sustain themselves like what you did? Now, I know your journey was long, but give people some advice.
The short version, and this is why mentors are key, because they save you 10, 15 years. Start creating stuff. If you are a service provider, create a product. If you're a product creator, create a service, and then start doing stuff. Stop waiting to get on other people's platforms. The reason why I created conferences is because no one was inviting me to speak at their conference. The reason why I started creating masterminds is because I couldn't afford to be in these high level masterminds. So I said, look, I know some dope people. Let's get together and figure this out. And so it was, I would say, get in the seat of a producer. Understand being a producer allows you to create more products, services, and different streams of income.
Nice.
That's what I say do now. Start it now.
Nice.
Get your Shopify up. Get your packages together. Start creating what you wish you had.
That's dope, Cross. That's dope. And what does you personally, what's the next, maybe, I can't even say 5 years because, that pandemic. Pandemic. Remember people back in the day, Lucinda, give me your 5-year plan. Yo, what's the plan for next month, Lucinda?
So the next plan next month is really to hone in. I'm contracted now with a manager, and we are putting together a plan to take this thing by storm in terms of personal development, adding more impact to people, and getting back in the scene of media, interviews and platforms and stages. And, so there's no reason why I shouldn't be at certain levels. The only reason why I'm not there is because I have to put the right people in place. And so next month, preparation for the big ask. Next month is putting together the elements so that I can now sit in the talent seat. Roger, I just want to be paid to be me. And I want to do more of what I love to do. Pay me to be me. I put in the work. I want to show up, Roger. That's it. I want to show up.
You said, pay me to be me. Listen.
Pay me to be me.
Curtain drop. Pay me to be me.
To be me. I've done the work.
Here's my plan for next month. My plan for next month is not only pay me to be me, really stop playing around, and I'm working on. I'm gonna start. It's time to create my own little CNN. It's time, and it's time.
It's well overdue. You know that.
Search. I know what I'm going to do, and it's time. It's time for me to be. It's time to be CNN. It's time.
Front Media is now the CNN for Black Americans.
Right. I'm not trying to be Ron Martin. I'm just trying to be me.
Yeah. That's it. I just want to be, pay me to be me. I want to impact more. That's it. I want to impact more by doing less. I'm not trying to die with the world on my shoulders.
Ooh.
I'm trying to, if I die, I'm going to die on the shoulders of the world. Lucinda taught me this. I learned this from her. The lessons came from here. The impact, shining lights on others, adjusting crowns. That's it.
That's dope. Lucinda, there's a friend of mine on here, Kevin E. Taylor. We work together at BET. He also has an amazing show. I'm going to connect you with him. Because,
okay, let me see.
He's on. Kevin E. Taylor was responsible for half of the amazing shows on BET.
Okay.
Interviewed Tina Turner. He's interviewed Anita Baker, Patti LaBelle, and he has his own platform called 1111.
Okay.
11 minutes, but he interviews you about putting people with people and connecting people to people. Kev, I look
forward to connecting with him.
Wrong, but I try to finesse that so I could come around. But Kevin Taylor is so dope. Cross, this is a long time coming, and I'm so happy for you. Here's my final question for you, Lucinda Cross. Pay me to be me. How do we translate that when we have kids?
Here's the thing,
because they're different. They're different type of beats, man. Because children can bring you to a dog. You did what? What? Like a classic point. Had a conversation with the Malone girls, and I'm like, Richard Branson went to space, Cross, and he comes down from space, and he was like, this is a dream I always had of mine. It took me 12 years to do it, But and I'm like, and then we told the girls, it was like, yo, your father actually has Richard Branson's book. He was a record executive, built his money up, but his main goal from airplanes to music label, your dad has a book. You should read the book. The Maloney children go, that's not what we really want to do. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
we want to read something else. So we're in the phase of, and you could probably help me with this, where we grew up where, yo, your parents read a book or you wanted to be something.
Yeah.
Book to do it. I think what happened to us is that as we got older, we provided the stuff for our kids that we didn't have for ourselves. So these, they so good, they're good, they don't understand what suffering is.
No, they don't.
Kevin Hart had a conversation. Like, Will Smith punched his son. And his son was like, no, Kevin Hart punched his son. His son was like, ow. He was like, wait, why are you saying ow for? He said, but Dad, you hit me. I was like, because you don't have bullies at school. So, and he was like, because you don't have bullies at school, you don't know how to take a hit.
Oh.
And so we were just trying to tell the Maloney girls, yo, I know we always get you stuff, but read this book because it's going to help you for what you want to do. My question is, Lucinda Cross, how do we translate all the stuff that we know to our kids without knocking them out?
Well, my daughter crashed my Mercedes the week after my birthday. So, with them, what I learned from my daughter, she says, Mom, I'm going to be successful, but I don't want to be under your shadow. So I understand, I have to support her and feed her from her place without, and understand that she's going to get it in her time, but constantly showing her how this thing works. So for her, it's like a show versus tell. Check that I received from Verizon on the table. And I say, come with me to the bank. I say, oh, get the check for me out my bag. Oh, let me sign this. Ma, how you get that? Girl, I was reading Iyanla Vanzant's book. It showed me how to get my mind right and how to have conversations with people, learning to forgive. And, it helped me just perfecting my craft. And, when this opportunity came, it came from one of my sister friends. That's why you don't burn bridges with your girls. She's like, okay. So I teach her lessons in the process of her seeing different levels of success. And yeah, there's moments of knockout where you like, all right, somebody gonna get hurt. But, I learned to be patient with her in the process. I learned to be patient with her. My AC is killing me right now. So if I'm starting to get nasally, I don't know who just turned it on to be so high and they don't pay bills in this house. But I can barely breathe.
It's real. And
But
that's what I have for you, Cross.
Yeah, but to pay me to be me, I show her, yeah, you want success, but you also have to focus on development, Yeah. You have to develop who you are.
That's it. And ladies and gentlemen, after 10 years,
we did it! We did it! We did it.
I from Jamaica. Yo, Lucinda Cross be on TikTok doing the funniest thing. She's talking about, that was a quote from oh my God, what was that movie?
The Devil Wears Prada.
Devil Wears Prada. Meryl Streep.
She
Classic.
said, stop the press, Leslie. I manifested that. I manifested my talent manager based off of that. Leslie, handle the press. But thank you so much, Roger, for this.
I'm proud. I call it.
Thank you.
On the low. Yo, I'm proud of you, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate you. You've always been in my corner. I look forward to your calls when you're like, you did what? You did what to who?
Right. I'm like, Cross is busting around, got split star.
Yes. Yes, yes, that's true. That's facts.
Yeah. All right, buddy.
All right. Thank you.
I'll see you later.
All right.